Hi everyone, just a bit of an update on where we're at. Again, I know some of you have been asking and I can't individually message everybody. I know that there's been some story in the Coventry Telegraph, local newspaper, and on Free Radio. So about 3 days ago, we started raising money for Mighton Hospice, which again, I'll put below this the link of the Just Giving page. And we've raised coming up to £5,000, which has been unbelievable. Like, I really didn't expect that. Well, I put the original target as 2,000 and kind of thought, oh, we'll get there eventually. And you lot have just blown my mind with what you've given, and I know Mighton Hospice are really, really grateful. So in terms of Ross, over the last 3 or 4 days, he's definitely deteriorated. And then I would say we've kind of said over the since yesterday, deteriorated again. He's just sleeping and breathing really pretty much. He did have some food yesterday, but he was having to be reminded to swallow. We are at that end stage. And I think with every new moment, there has to be a shift. And, absolutely, undoubtedly, there will be times that we wobble and we feel scared. And this week has definitely been that for me, that I have felt. I went back home and had some time at home, which was just for a couple of hours, but it was actually very hard, and it was a new test for me to sort of feel what that felt like to be in our own space. And it wasn't easy, I have to admit that. And again, since yesterday and the day before, it's been a new shift, and that's been a challenge for me. And I've had to dig deeper again, and yeah, so certainly this morning I've been up since 5 o'clock, and I've been meditating and calming myself, basically, because getting into that panic mode of just that anxiety isn't good. So I've been working on that, and thankfully it's actually worked a lot, and I feel really good. And I've just been just focusing, speaking to the right people. Some really beautiful people have been in contact with me, and those that have gone through things before, and people who, if I'm honest, I can be around. It's very hard to deal with other people's way of dealing with things, because the reality is most people don't deal with things in a positive way. They deal with challenges in a dramatic and panicked and a way that will just breed more anxiety. And so I really can't be around those people, because that's not how I've dealt with it, and you can feed off other people's energies, and it doesn't help me at all. So I've been aiming to speak to the people that are going to fill me up rather than zap my own energy, and those people are showing me strength and showing me that maybe they've been through something, but that they're not broken down because of it. They're not a broken person, and that's useful. I think at this stage there's that sort of fear of the unknown, and I guess that that thought of, will I cope with it? Will I be able to do this challenge? How will I be able to get through this and not be unscathed, because that's not possible, but to not be defined by everything that happens. And it's having spoken to people who have been through really, really big stuff, and death and loss and all kinds of tragedy, and have come through the other side better. That's kind of what I need to see now. Like, I don't need to see people who've been crushed by tragedy. As well-meaning and well-intentioned as their messages are, it's very, very deflating and frightening when my mind isn't focused that way. And I have to trust me of normal, who is strong and who does deal with things in a very different way to the majority, I guess. And trust that person will be here through all of the tough stuff, and when Ross eventually does die, that I will be able to get through that. And it's just trusting yourself, I guess, and letting go of that outcome, and not trying to manage it all. You know, there are times in our life when we just cannot do anything but manage our own mindset and ourselves, and we have to let the external stuff just happen, and that's a space that I'm in, and it's a very new space to be in, and I've just got to focus on the things that I do to relax me and work, things that I enjoy. Work always makes it sound like a horrible thing, but it's really not. Like if I'm writing or I'm vlogging or whatever it is, that allows me to just to have that downtime and that space between the tough stuff, and that's what I've been working on. And I actually today feel better. Didn't yesterday. Yesterday was tougher because it was a shift, because there was a deterioration, and I have to, at every stage we have to go, okay, are we ready for that? Are we ready for that? No, we're not ready for that, but we've got to shift and we've got to move with it, and that's what I've had to do. And I just want to share that with you guys, because again, I know people are going through this, and I just hope that somebody is watching this and that is looking for somebody with strength too, who's maybe further in front than they are, to go, actually, do you know what, it is okay. It's not easy, but I'll be okay, and not have, not our guidance always be people that are this dramatic. Like I went on Pinterest, for example, today. I love Pinterest. I love a quote. I love, I'm always posting quotes. And I was just looking at things, because I like to try and find things that sort of are the essence of how I'm feeling. You know, can this quote explain it in a better way? Does this person that's lived longer than me, who's got a quote on something, who's well educated, whatever, schooled, lived, and they've got a quote, and are they going to explain it in a better way that will make something twig in my brain? But what I found when I was looking today, because obviously I was looking at sort of strength quotes and things like that, was when you go on Pinterest, it sort of takes you to a different place. Like it takes you to like things that are similar, and obviously it took me to like grief quotes and stuff. And when I was looking, I was just like, everything was so debilitating. Like everything was so painful. Every quote, and I just thought, we need to find another way. There are people that deal with massive stuff. Like I don't know why I was thinking about this, but when Jo Cox was murdered last year, the politician, the MP in the north of England, her family dealt with that in the most classy, dignified way. And I don't think obviously I don't know them, but it didn't feel like suppressing their emotions. It felt like channeling them into something good. And I want to see that. I want to see that kind of dealing with hard stuff, because I can't deal with just emotions just running wild, where people aren't taking responsibility for their emotions and how they feel and the impact. In fact, I was watching this morning, it's really raining heavy here, and I was watching the ripple effect, and I was thinking, like, there's the ripple effect of negativity, and it spirals out, and then there's the love of everyone that we're feeling right now, and what Ross is getting back to him because of what he's put out in the world. And maybe I'm thinking about the raindrops too deeply, of course, because that's what I do, but it just made me think about, take responsibility for those feelings, and that's what I'm trying to do today. Like, there's a wealth of pain, but there's love and support and good things too. And yeah, I don't even know if any of this made sense. It was supposed to be an update, but I just thought I'd share and splurge, and maybe it'll make sense for some of you, and hopefully it will be some comfort to some of you that you'll be okay. That is all. I'll speak to you soon.